100. Hold on, y'all. Luna continues to get away with stuff. Part 100. That's what happened. Long story short, the end. That's it. That's the end of the review. No. Okay, so on today's new episode, Taylor said that Luna holds all the cards. And I said, of course she holds all the cards when y'all continue to let her get away with stuff. Wasn't Steffi the one that called the police the last time she discovered that Luna was at Bill's house? I said, he ain't got no good security, because they was saying, yesterday's episode, that he had guards? Where they at? Look how long she been gone. I said, now everybody finding out that she's alive. I don't think Hope know yet, or Liam. But yeah, I was like, day 100 of her getting away with stuff. But yeah, Taylor and Ridge was just talking about Luna and how she holds all the cards. They were debating about whether or not they should tell Steffi and how she's going to react, and how they thought that she was safe. And she continues to wreak havoc and stuff like that. And she gonna continue. Y'all keep letting her get away with stuff. Somebody said they think that it's going to be a storyline where it's who done it. Just like on General Hospital with Drew. How Drew got shot and nobody knows still to this day who did it. That's what they're saying gonna happen. I don't know. I think that she gonna end up losing that baby. I think the fact that she continues to run around and she talking to the baby and saying, she seems to think she done made up in her head that this baby is gonna unite her and Will, and they're going to get married and stuff. And maybe she's not wrong, because once again, I have seen storylines where the woman is crazy or the man is crazy, and they actually get married or whatever. So maybe the writers are actually taking it there. But yeah, Ridge and Taylor was just talking about Luna, whether or not to tell Steffi. Then they were saying how Finn deserves to know, and Ridge was saying how he hopes that Finn doesn't, use this as, was it Finn? I mean, not Finn. Was it Ridge or was it Taylor? One of them said how they think that Luna would try to use the baby to her advantage in regards to Finn. And I said, she definitely did. I said, I couldn't read Finn. I said, some days he look like, okay, he don't want nothing to do with her. The next day he do. I feel like he conflicted still. I definitely feel like he's conflicted still. But to finish with Taylor and Reed, let me scan these notes. I already said Taylor said Luna hold all the cards. They didn't talk about anything else aside from telling Steffi and how Luna continues to get away with stuff. I think they said either tomorrow's episode or, what's today, Tuesday? I don't know. Sunday this week they say that Taylor, Finn, Ridge disagree about what to do about Luna. I said Friday's episode need to be a cliffhanger. Steffi coming in and calling the cops. So I said it's up to her at this point, because they said that the DNA test is going to come back, and it's actually, the paternity test is going to come back or whatever, and it's actually going to be Will's baby. So I was like, at this point, Steffi, come on back. We need you, girl. I said, come on, man, we need you. Because they really downplaying this whole thing. They really downplaying. They over here like, okay, because she pregnant, she getting away with stuff. Like, I get it, because you don't want the baby to suffer because of her. But then the baby just would have to suffer. The baby would have to suffer because what's she going to do next? Okay, so you telling me that because she pregnant, the next thing that she do, y'all not going to hold her accountable because she's carrying somebody's child, because she's carrying a child, whatever? Like, what happens if she go murder somebody else? Y'all gonna say, oh, she's pregnant, so we can't send her to prison. I don't think that's right either way it go, because how you murder somebody and they pardon her? Make it make sense. But yeah, Finn and Luna took off her hat and everything and just fully revealed herself to Finn. He was shocked. He didn't know what to say, so she just was talking about how his mama helped save her. It's a miracle and all this other stuff. Just kept saying it's a miracle and wanted him to say the same thing, that it was a miracle or whatever. And he was like, how can this be? So she explained that it was because of Lee, that she gave her another chance or whatever. So she was saying how she wants Finn to herself. I said, here she go with that crap again. I said, here she go. I said, I don't know if she's going to be more focused on him being her daddy or her being the mama to that baby inside of her. But yeah, I said, here she goes. She back on the same thing. She just kept trying to get him to say he happy that she's alive and all this stuff. And he didn't tell her no. He ain't said nothing. But he did tell her, because she was going on and on about how her mama was a pill popping. What she called her? A pill popping something, she said. And how, she going to be a better mother than her and everything. And he's like, I'm curious to know how you going to do that from a prison cell. I said, I'm curious to know too. I said, no, I'm not. I take that back. I'm not curious to know, because they going to let her get away with it. They already showed that they ain't going to do nothing. Everybody just running around like this a normal situation or something. But yeah, so she ends up revealing to him that he's going to be a grandpa. She's pregnant with Will's child. He looks shocked. I said, look, we all shocked at this point, because we ain't shocked, because we know what she did. And she know what she did. And she keep trying to spin it like her and Will just was in there just, making love with her versus her, attacking. Well, that's technically what she did. versus her assaulting him or whatever, taking advantage of him. That's a good way to say it. Taking advantage of him or whatever. She keep talking. I said, she delusional. She in la la land. What the world? I said, every time she tells somebody she pregnant or something like that with Will's baby, she just talk like she didn't do what she did. I said, I'm pretty sure what you did is another crime. Now, I don't know. They apparently don't do the same thing if the roles was reversed or whatever. Because I said, I'm pretty sure that what you did was a crime, girl. Like, she didn't put nothing in the drinks or whatever, but she switched it out. Wouldn't that be the same thing? I don't know. It don't even matter at this point because apparently they don't care. Apparently they don't care. But yeah, what else? Let's see. Is there anything with Luna? I think the last thing she revealed was that she was pregnant with Will Child. I think that's the last thing she revealed. With Will and Electra ends up telling Will she'll never stop loving him, but that doesn't change the fact that Luna may be pregnant with his child. And he was saying how Luna's going to use this to her advantage to come in between them. Don't let it or whatever. And I said, I have to agree. Now, under other circumstances, if he had done it, whatever, willingly and all that stuff, I'd be like, girl, forget him, let it go. But now, I don't know. She just, once again, repeated how she knows that he was taking advantage of, but, he lied and he ended up having sex with her or making love with her or whatever. The night after, he had already did it with Luna. And that's where she finally fought it, right there, because he lied, and she was saying regardless of if he had told the truth, he still would be having the baby with Luna. I said, true that. I don't think this going to last long. I think that something's going to happen in regards to that baby. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if somebody going to target Luna or what, like people saying. We'll see. We shall see. But she just too bold. She's just too confident that she going to get away with this stuff. I mean, technically, she already done got away with it. The fact that they ain't labeling it the way that it should be labeled. The fact that Bill took her to the doggone house. I still can't get over the fact, I still can't get over the fact that people was actually justifying her or mad because Bill grabbed her and took her out the doggone place, out Lee's apartment. That ain't the problem. The problem is that he's supposed to be taking her tail to the doggone police. And ain't nobody called the doggone police yet. They ain't called Chief Baker yet. What was the other guy name? I know it was Chief Baker, but it was another guy. He had black hair, if I'm not mistaken. Unless that was on something else. I think it was on here. What was that dude's name? Y'all remember? The dude that worked with Chief Baker. What happened to him? But yeah, everybody just talking about it. Y'all talking about it. Talking about she hold all the cards. Of course she do. Y'all letting her get away with stuff. Y'all letting her get away with everything. I think the last people we got is Hope and Deke. So Hope was doing work. I said, look, another day of them doing work. I said, right on. They finally doing some doggone work around here. So they showed the models modeling and everything. Hope's the only one there or whatever. They revealed that Hope for the Future's back. So that's when Deke ends up surprising Hope. And she ended up asking him for his help looking at designs. And I said, look, he got his foot in the door already. I was wondering, Thomas said, where Thomas at first of all? But Thomas had said to his daddy that he doesn't have a line to work on or anything like that. Does he not have a line to work on because, the situation with the CPS? Or does he not have a line to work on because of the Hope for the Future getting canceled? I can't remember. I know they had fired him beforehand. But didn't they hire him back? Didn't they hire him back because they were saying that he was doing better and all this other stuff? But yeah, Deke ends up looking at it and he basically told her that he didn't like it. He basically told her she need to do better. But he told her how, her new designs need to represent, everything that she's been through and stuff like that. She was like, she's been thinking the same thing, so I'm assuming that she gonna talk to them and they gonna end up letting him work there too. That's what I'm assuming. But that's it. That's all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a good rest of the day and be safe. Hold on, I gotta wait on that to leave. It's in the way. Then I'm gonna exit off. There you go.